Thank you so much for joining us then this afternoon. Let's start here. 3 Sassa officials have been arrested in what is a raid on the agency's office in the Johannesburg CBD this morning. They're linked to the arrest of 4 others who were caught with dozens of Sassa cards last month. Police say more arrests may indeed follow. Linda Mnisi was at the raid this morning and joins us now. I suppose, let's first start off with just some of the details. How many people were pretty much arrested when it comes to this, and the expectations from here on, and how severe this could be?
Yeah, in fact, this is an investigation, Arabile, that started in February. And it started purely on suspicion by employees at a ShopRite in Mnisi, Soweto. They saw these 2 women who were allegedly making purchases and had a number of Sassa cards that were suspected to be fraudulent. What they then did was call the police. Police, upon arrival, questioned these women. They fined a number of cards. But these women then lead the police to a man who was waiting for them in a car. This man, we later find out, is a Sassa employee. They search him, they find dozens of cards, like you say, 139 Sassa cards, 60 Time Bank cards, 8 FNB cards, SIM cards, ID photos, as well as 5 passports. This man then leads them to his alleged accomplice, a Malawian man, an Ethiopian man rather. And that man, too, is also found with Sassa cards, money, as well as an unlicensed firearm. That's the allegation, right? So the police then arrest all 4 of them. And the estimated value of those cards at that particular time, we were told by police, was around 265 million. I want us to take a listen to what Mavela Masondo, the police spokesperson in Gauteng, had to say.
This case, it started in February. Remember that in February we arrested 4 suspects in Mnisi. It was 2 females and 2 males, and one of the males is an Ethiopian national. This is after they were found withdrawing money at a ShopRite using fraudulent Sassa cards. So we continued with our investigation. Is then that we revealed that no, they are working with some of the employees of Sassa in this building. So we're actually looking for 7 of them that are working with the ones that we arrested in February. So today we only found 3. So we still have other 4 that we are looking for. Unfortunately, we're told that no, they are on leave today.
So after the arrest, right, as Mavela Masondo indicates that they arrested all 4 of those suspects, they made an application, a bail application. They were supposed to make a bail application on the 4th of March. And in that, bail application, I don't know if we have those visuals to show you that, it took a while for it to start. It was delayed and delayed.
Any particular reason?
Yeah. So what we find out during this bail application of these 4 that you're now seeing on your screen is that police were still investigating, including Sassa investigators, and they had uncovered more information, and that is why this bail application was delayed. Upon arrival, the prosecutor says we're adding 54 more charges, and these include creating of profiles, and all the other Sassa-related, allegations.
So all just linked to these 4. There aren't necessarily more accomplices to this crime as yet, as we know.
At that particular point, yes, it was just these 4. But the investigations that came out from all of this then led us to today, because what the police are telling us is that they uncovered that there were more people that were involved, and some of those include some of the officials that work at the Johannesburg offices of Sassa. You see those visuals indicating the arrest that happened rather.
This is additional arrest then, other than the 4 that we've just seen. This is definitely an additional arrest to
This is an additional arrest that stemmed from investigations that came out of those 4. And it includes Sassa officials, including what we believe, or what is believed to be a manager working at that particular office. So the police are saying this could be a bigger scheme. They were looking for around 11 people this morning, but they discovered that about 7 or 8 of them were on leave, and that is why only 3 were arrested this morning. Let's take a listen to Mavela Masondo once again.
For this specific case, for now, we are talking about the 4 that we arrested in February and the 7 that we were looking for today. So then we are talking about 11. But we believe that it's a bigger syndicate. Because remember, in February, we found more than 150 Sassa cards and bank cards from those suspects. So it shows that there are a lot of people that are involved in this syndicate. And one of the people that we are looking for, the ones that we didn't find today, is the manager. He is the one that is in charge of this building. So unfortunately, but we are still looking for him. We'll go to his place of residence, so we'll make sure that we find all of them.
So we have somebody on who could effectively be on the run here, because we're trying to find at least 7 or 8 more salients.
Absolutely. And what our sources are telling us, well-placed sources are telling us, is that after this arrest, the police went to various locations, including Soweto and Alberton, to go and trace the other suspects. We're told that some of them have already started indicating to the police that they will hand themselves over.
Wow.
You know, in this process, one can expect anything. Because it's a Friday, some may choose to, you know, hand themselves over on a Monday, but it's clear that some of them already know what has happened. And this is information that we're getting from our sources. Police are continuing with the tracing of these suspects, and one of them, we're told, is believed to be from Cape Town and has made contact with the police to say, I will be part of those that are handing myself over. You know, we don't know when that will happen, but it seems the police are on it, and they're cracking down on what they believe is a syndicate operating at those offices in Johannesburg.
Talk to me very quickly about the bail hearing that was meant to happen. Then that didn't end up coming to completion, I would suppose, because there's additional charges. So that's going to happen at a later stage. Do we know a date for that?
Yes, indeed. So that date is the 18th of March. Okay. So what then the defense said is that they realized there are more charges that are being put, and obviously it will affect the application that they've prepared,
100%.
the affidavit that they've prepared. So they've had to look at the charges, go through them, study them, and then, of course, file new, affidavits for that particular bail application. So there is an expectation that come Monday, perhaps, we don't know, we'll receive confirmation from the NPA as well as the police. Yeah. Maybe the 3 that have been arrested will be making their first court appearance. But as of the other bail application, it will indeed happen on the 18th of March.
265 million is probably just a precursor figure, right? Because with so many people involved, it really could go perhaps even into $1 billion of some sort as well then. Do we know anything about with regards to the safety of the whistleblowers as well? Because that's also quite critical in all of this.
Yeah, well, at this point, the police have not indicated anything, or maybe the whistleblowers fearing for their lives, because it started as just suspicion and led to an inquiry by the police, who then continued to uncover more and more. We spoke to Sassa initially when the story came to us, and, till today, they have not come back to us. Today, we tried to reach them again, and they said they would be releasing a statement and that it would now be handled by the national office. So we await to hear how big this problem is, because some of the questions that we had sent to them is that this appears to be a big thing. It appears to be bigger than what meets the eye, and especially after 54 charges were added. You should have seen the family members that were there in court, quite shocked at what was happening. We're also realizing, or being told by officials, that amongst the 2 women that were initially arrested, one of them is actually the wife of the Sassa employee that was arrested. So it looks like, it's a much bigger syndicate. But of course, those charges will be brought to court, and the court ultimately will decide on the evidence that has been presented.
This is definitely not over. Linda, thank you so much for uncovering and unpacking this one for us then. Really appreciate it. Some interesting reporting. Certainly not the last we'll be hearing then of the story then as well. We'll continue to unpack that for you. The Sassa card frauds situation, it looks to be a much bigger operation than was initially thought. So we'll get more on that as and when it comes to bear.